Laos, landlocked, mist-shrouded mountains, emerald green rice paddies, the Mekong, a brown serpent, winding its way through it all. This is a place where time seems to move a little slower, a place where ancient traditions endure. For centuries, Laos was known as the land of a million elephants. It was a symbol of its power and prosperity. Today the elephants are fewer, but the sense of wonder remains. From the bustling markets of Vientiane to the serene temples of Luang Prabang, Laos offers a glimpse into a world often untouched by the modern age. But behind this idyllic facade lies a complex history, a history marked by both triumph and tragedy, a history that has shaped Laos into the country it is today. The story of Laos begins with the rise of the Lan Xang Kingdom in the 14th century. Founded by King Fa Ngum, Lan Xang, meaning land of a million elephants, unified various Lao principalities under its rule. This period was a golden age for Laos. Theravada Buddhism flourished, becoming deeply intertwined with Lao culture and identity. Magnificent temples like Wat Sieng Thong and Luang Prabang stand as testaments to this era's artistic and spiritual achievements. Trade with neighboring kingdoms flourished, bringing wealth and prosperity. But this golden age was not to last. Internal conflicts weakened the kingdom, making it vulnerable to outside forces. By the 18th century, Lan Xang had fragmented into three separate kingdoms: Luang Prabang, Vientiane, and Champasak. This fragmentation set the stage for the difficult centuries that lay ahead. In the mid-19th century, a new power arrived in Southeast Asia: France. Driven by colonial ambitions, France sought to expand its influence in the region. By the late 19th century, Laos, along with Vietnam and Cambodia, was firmly under French control, becoming part of French Indochina. French rule brought significant changes to Laos. The French exploited Laos's natural resources, particularly timber and rubber. They introduced new infrastructure such as roads and railways, but these primarily served French interests. Traditional Lao institutions were undermined, and French language and culture were imposed. The Lao people, however, never fully accepted French rule. Nationalist sentiments grew, fueled by resentment towards French policies. The struggle for independence was long and arduous, culminating in the mid-20th century with the tumultuous events of World War II and its aftermath. Section 4. War and Revolution: The Vietnam War's Impact. The Vietnam War, a conflict that spanned nearly 2 decades, left an indelible mark on Southeast Asia, particularly on the small, landlocked country of Laos. World War II had a profound impact on Laos. The country, which had been under French colonial rule, found itself in the throes of global conflict. The country was occupied by Japan, only to be reoccupied by France after the war. This period of turmoil set the stage for future conflicts. The First Indochina War soon followed, with Laos caught in the crossfire between France and the Communist Viet Minh. The war saw fierce battles and significant suffering for the Laotian people. However, it was the Vietnam War that truly devastated Laos. The conflict, which began in the early 1960s, escalated rapidly, drawing Laos into its vortex. Although officially neutral, Laos became a secret battleground. The United States conducted covert operations, and the CIA played a significant role in training and supporting anti-communist forces. The Ho Chi Minh Trail, used by North Vietnamese forces, passed through Laos, making it a target for American bombing campaigns. This network of trails was crucial for the movement of troops and supplies. Laos endured one of the heaviest bombing campaigns in history, with more bombs dropped on it than during the entirety of World War II. The consequences were devastating. The relentless bombings left the landscape scarred and the population traumatized. Countless civilians were killed or injured, villages were destroyed, and vast areas of land were left littered with unexploded ordnance or UXO. These remnants of war continue to pose a deadly threat to the Laotian people, even decades after the conflict ended. The war also led to the rise of the Pathet Lao, a communist movement aligned with North Vietnam. The Pathet Lao gained significant support and strength during the war, positioning themselves as a formidable force in Laotian politics. In 1975, as the Vietnam War ended, the Pathet Lao, backed by North Vietnam, seized power in Laos, establishing the Lao People's Democratic Republic. This marked a significant shift in the region's political landscape as Laos transitioned from a monarchy to a communist state. The impact of the Vietnam War on Laos was profound and far-reaching, shaping the country's future for generations to come. Section 5, A Tapestry of Cultures, Ethnic Diversity in Laos. Despite its tumultuous history, Laos boasts a rich cultural tapestry that has been woven over centuries. The country is home to over 49 officially recognized ethnic groups, each contributing to the nation's unique identity. Each group has its own distinct language, customs, and traditions, creating a mosaic of cultural expressions. The majority, Lao Loom, primarily lowland rice cultivators, have historically dominated the political and cultural landscape. Their influence is seen in the country's governance and cultural norms. However, the presence of other groups, such as the KHMU, Hmong, and Thai, adds to the country's cultural richness. These groups bring their own unique practices and perspectives. The KHMU, for instance, are known for their intricate weaving techniques, while the Hmong are celebrated for their vibrant embroidery and silverwork. This diversity is evident in everything from the architecture of temples and houses, which vary significantly across regions, to the vibrant textiles and handicrafts that tell stories of their makers' heritage and skills. From the bustling markets filled with exotic spices and ingredients where vendors from different ethnic backgrounds come together to trade, to the serene Buddhist rituals and festivals that are observed with slight variations by different communities, Laos offers a sensory experience that celebrates its multicultural heritage. Festivals and celebrations are a testament to the country's unity and diversity. Yet, this diversity also presents challenges. The coexistence of multiple ethnic groups requires careful management to ensure harmony and mutual respect. Ensuring equal opportunities and representation for all ethnic groups remains an ongoing task. Efforts are being made to include voices from all communities in the national dialogue. Preserving traditional ways of life while pursuing modernization also requires careful consideration. Balancing development with cultural preservation is a delicate act. Education initiatives are being introduced to bridge gaps and provide equal learning opportunities for children from all ethnic backgrounds. Similarly, healthcare access is being improved to ensure that even the most remote communities receive adequate medical care. Community projects that encourage collaboration among different ethnic groups are fostering a sense of unity and shared purpose. Traditional music and cultural performances are being promoted to keep the rich heritage alive for future generations. Engaging the youth in cultural preservation and leadership roles is seen as a key to maintaining the country's diverse identity while moving forward. As one travels through the scenic landscapes of Laos, the ethnic villages stand as a testament to the country's enduring cultural diversity. In essence, Laos is a living example of unity in diversity, where cultural harmony is both a goal and a continuous journey. Section 6. The Road to Reform, Economic Struggles and Transition. The journey of Laos through economic turmoil and eventual reform is a compelling story of resilience and adaptation. The early years of communist rule were marked by economic hardship. The new government faced the daunting task of rebuilding a war-torn nation with limited resources. The collectivization of agriculture, a policy aimed at consolidating land and labor to increase efficiency, led to decreased production. Farmers who were used to working their own plots struggled to adapt to the new system. As a result, the country was heavily dependent on aid from the Soviet Union and its allies. This aid was crucial in keeping the economy afloat, providing essential goods and services that the local economy could not supply. The collapse of the Soviet Union in the early 1990s had a significant impact on Laos. The sudden loss of aid and trade partners left the country in a precarious position. Deprived of its main source of aid and trade, Laos faced severe economic challenges. Markets were empty, and the people struggled to meet their basic needs. The country was forced to rethink its economic policies. Government officials held numerous meetings and discussions, seeking ways to stabilize the economy and improve the living conditions of their people. This period of crisis, however, paved the way for significant reforms. The government realized that a new approach was necessary to revive the economy and ensure long-term stability. In 1986, the Lao government introduced the New Economic Mechanism, or NEM. This policy marked a significant shift in the country's economic strategy. The NEM marked a shift from a centrally planned economy towards a more market-oriented system. Private enterprise was encouraged, foreign investment was welcomed, and new businesses began to emerge. Steps were taken to integrate Laos into the global economy. International trade discussions were held, and Laotian products began to find their way into the global market. These reforms, though initially slow to yield results, laid the groundwork for future growth. The transition was challenging, but the foundations for a more robust economy were being set. Over time, these reforms led to the country's subsequent economic transformation. Modern Laotian cities began to emerge, and successful economic projects showcased the potential of the new policies. The journey from economic struggles to a path of growth and development is a testament to the resilience and determination of the Laotian people.